Well, it's good afternoon to all the people who've joined us here on the GWS Giants YouTube channel, and welcome to this 413 game of the VFL premiership season. Trying something a little bit different today. We are getting the pictures live out of Melbourne, thanks to Sports Recording Services in conjunction with the Gold Coast Suns, but commentating to you live from lockdown in Sydney. And as we see the Giants take them on, O'Halloran out of the middle for the Giants. Looks like Briggs up there in the forward line. Good tackle on Luke Towie. And we'll have a ball up inside 50. Apologies for the slightly late start to the stream. We were just waiting for pictures to come through from Melbourne. And we've got them through now. Thanks to everyone. A quick kick out of the pack there is just offline. Through for a behind to the Giants. Early stages of this first term, 2 behinds to the Giants. The Gold Coast Suns with the first goal on the board. The Suns now looking to move it out of the back line through Harbrow, but his kick's offline. Well done by Kieran Briggs, who knocks it over. We'll have a boundary throw in right on the 50-metre line here at ETU Stadium in Melbourne. As we said, pictures coming out of Melbourne, commentary coming out of lockdown in Sydney. Just trying to cheer up those people in Sydney who may be watching this in lockdown and at least getting some live football on their screens. Please join us in the chat on YouTube if you can, and we'll try and get to your comments throughout the game. Off the back of the pack, O'Halloran goes inside 50. Bruin in the area, coming through, unable to take the mark. Now having to defend in their 50. Suns just by hands, the handball offline and over the boundary line. A good lineup for the Giants in today's game. Of course, Stephen Cornelio lining up again for his second VFL match, coming off his long-term injury. Along with him, the likes of Bruin, Angwin, Tom Hutchison back for his first game in quite a while today as well. Buntine, De Boer, Riccardi, a lot of experience out there. And as Flynn gets this one off to O'Halloran, he's been lively early, has a shot on goal, it's offline, and just through for a minor score. 3 behinds. It's the Gold Coast Suns with the only goal on the board so far. Big kick out of defence. The pack forms. Stone at the back of the pack brings it forward. Good work at ground level. Once again, some tackling there. The umpire's seen a free kick. Holding the man, it'll be Stephen Cornelio to take the kick. Goes by hand to Shipley. Shipley drives him inside 50, looking for Sproul over his head. Back of the pack, Briggs is playing that resting ruckman in the forward line. With a boundary throw in. A lot of support for Stephen Cornelio in today's game. On the ground, coming out there was McLennan for the Suns. Looks out there for his teammate as they go by hand. Trying to defend at the moment. Angwin putting pressure on, forces the kick to go ground. Another inside 50 for the Giants, but there's only Suns there, and taking the mark is Zach Smith. Looking for another way out at the moment. This could be chopped off. Well done. And forcing the boundary throw in. Likely to be Will Shaw. Doesn't look great there. Holding a shoulder. Hopefully we'll get an update there. Still in the hands of trainers. Briggs goes to ground. Tackle comes, and umpire have a close look at this. Bruin with the tackle, and it'll be a ball up. Just see there in the corner of the screen, Will Shaw looks like a left shoulder. We'll try and get an update on that at quarter time. Inside 50 again. Cornelio on the right, likes to dribble it through. How's this one look? Just offline, and another behind. So the Giants unable to get a goal on the board at this stage. He'll come back in. Love to see Cornelio get his hands on the ball a bit this afternoon. There's De Boer attacking. Cornelio again with the hands. Classy. Riccardi looking for Sproul. Sproul takes the mark right on the 49-metre mark. And will kick from outside 50. He likes his chances here, does Zach Sproul. Like to get his team off the mark with a goal here. Sproul now will kick from about 52. Comes off the boot, nice. Trailing this one through, they like it. And Zach Sproul's got the first for the Giants as they open their account this afternoon. A great kick from Zach, just outside 50, but it was some good work there from Cornelio to set that one up. So our clock just a little bit behind due to the pictures coming through a little bit late. But the Giants are on the board. They lead by 4 points. So we're back in the middle here at ETU Stadium. We'll pull that one back. It's Briggs in the ruck. Gets this one down, looking for Cornelio. Just can't find the handle. De Boer there in support. They go inside 50 again, the Giants. Ground level there. It was good work from Grintel. Hands it off. Hutchison off to Bruin. They like this, and it's another one straight out the middle. The Giants with 2 quick goals in succession, and the margin out to 10 points. Some great work by Grintel at ground level. Hutchison involved as well. And Tanner Bruin gets his first for the afternoon. The Giants second. So the ship steadied a little bit here at ETU Stadium. Sproul with a nice kick from outside 50. Bruin backed up there with some good running play. It's 2 goals to the Giants. It is this time the Suns who get the clearance. Inside 50. Dispossessed was Milford. Pack forms and will have a ball up just outside 50 metres. In the Gold Coast Suns attacking part of the ground. Davies comes in, stands next to Bruin. Ball bouncing around off the head of Briggs. O'Halloran good. Out in front of De Boer. De Boer gets a handball across. Now out to Shipley. Shipley by hands. Finds Cornelio. What can he do? Goes on the left. Looking for and finding Riccardi, but the umpire says no, play on. And the Suns drive this out of their defensive line, looking for another forward attack. Good mark taken. That's Jeffrey for the Suns. Umpire calls play on. Players haven't realised yet. They go inside 50 and a good mark taken. And a shot on goal coming. This is Patrick Murtagh. Nice strong hands outside, out the front of Jake Steen. And the Suns will line up looking to put their second on the board. Murtagh just outside 50, comes off the left boot a little astray and just goes through for the minor score. 9 points to the margin, about 13.5 played this first term. Glorious day down there in Victoria. I'm told a little on the chilly side, but wonderful to have some football. Now Brown, big booming kick down the line. Pack forms and the ball will go out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in. Differing form lines coming into this game, with Giants recording five wins for the season. 4 of those coming in the last 5 games. So they're enjoying a little purple patch at the moment. A great win last week over Casey. As they go again, the Giants into attack. Riccardi at the back. Sproul brings it down. Tackled without the ball, but the umpire says play on for Grintel. Now the Suns have it. In tight, tackle comes. Umpire looks closely and says, I'll have it. Just confirming. A shoulder issue for Will Shaw earlier in this quarter. Really innocuous. It looked like he sort of braced to take his own weight after forcing a boundary throw in. And we'll try and get an update on that as we can from the ground. Umpire's seen a free kick here. It's going to go back. Looks like it's for the Suns. Giving the Giants some time to reset, so they go short. Another short kick from defence. Nice and measured here by the Gold Coast Suns. Unable to get it out of their defensive 50 on that occasion, the Suns, and the Giants have forced a boundary throw in. .16 played first term. Giants by 9 points. Sproul doing the ruck on that occasion. Now in the arms of Hollins. He goes central, but chopped off by Flynn. Through Bruin. Now the kick comes inside, looking for a contest in forward. Unable to take the mark was Riccardi. Good work by, I think it was Grintel there. But just, actually, Fraser Kelly it was. Roving the pack. Some good signs early for the Giants. Plenty of attacking play being played here at ETU Stadium. No one really gets onto that boundary throw and the ball's wrapped up. We'll have a ball up inside 50. Giants in attack. Sproul to do the ruck work. In fact, just unable to get it to advantage. The Suns, a quick kick out of the pack, but plenty of Giants there. And Matthew Flynn takes a screamer and apologises on the way down. Stephen Cornelio coming off for a rest early on. You'd like to see him play some good minutes today. As it is Flynn who will line up for a shot on goal. Off the boot, nice looking kick. Just doesn't have the distance. And the Suns take the relieving mark. Going to play on quickly. Not a lot to go to. 2-on-1 contest. Briggs there for the Giants. Now trying run through the pack was Davies. Spins out of one. In trouble now. Gets the handball away. McLennan tries to wrap up. Pressure coming. Now in the hands of Will Brodie. His kick is chopped off there by Brown. And we'll have another boundary throw in. Pretty even across the board in terms of stats. Really, the inside 50 is the difference at the moment. Shipley, once again, another inside 50. Pack flies, Riccardi can't bring it down. Second effort, good work by Sproul, but once again, the Suns repel the attack. And a good mark taken, I think that's Jeffrey. Now, what can the Suns do? I'd like to peg one back just before the quarter-time break. Touched off the pack. Back there, I think was Josh Green. And again, whistle on play. The ball's gone out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in. Amongst there, I think that's Shipley in traffic there. Flynn to do the ruck work up against Smith. It'll be a good battle this afternoon. Handball comes out and the boundary line wins out. Nice little crowd here at ETU Stadium. Seeing plenty of AFL talent and some up-and-comers. Of course, this game, a prelude to tomorrow afternoon's clash between the Giants and the Suns up there in Ballarat. Good tackle by Cornelio. Goes again. Plenty of traffic now. Umpire will keep an eye on it. Tackle comes. And we'll eventually have a boundary ball up. Past the 20-minute mark of this first term. It's really been a bit of a stalemate for the last 5 to 6 minutes. Plenty of numbers around this. Flynn, Smith, bounces around. Buntine tackled as he took possession. And we'll have another ball up. Flynn again, looking for Shipley at ground level. He's tackled again. Going in, trying to get the ball. Buntine could have been in the back. Umpire says yes. Matt Buntine wanting to go central, goes short now. Plenty of orange jumpers there. And they switch it to the far side of ETU Stadium. Peatling now wants to come back inside. Plenty of movement. Brew on the target here. Sun, a little bit of an issue, but a lovely kick. Tanner Bruin takes it. They go short again. Looking for Cornelio. Couldn't quite take the mark. Gets up, wants to go. On the boot. Coming through, and once again, Shipley, O'Halloran, kick smothered. Boundary throw in. As you'd like to see, it's Stephen Cornelio leading the disposals at the moment. He's got 8 in this first term, getting plenty of the ball. Not a great kick from the Suns there. That one's out of bounds on the full. Off the boot of Will Brodie. Once again, we thank the team at Sports Recording Services and, of course, in conjunction with the Gold Coast Suns, bringing you these pictures from Melbourne. Commentary coming out of lockdown in Sydney, so we're seeing what you're seeing and enjoying what we are seeing. O'Halloran, ground level, tries to find a way out. Good relieving handball comes to Shipley. Just grabbed, good enough to get the kick away. Bruin now, plenty of players on his own. Standing in all alone in the goals is Riccardi. Plays on, kicks another goal, and just a bit of loose checking from the Suns. Riccardi, well, all alone inside 50. And is able to put another one on the board for the Giants. It's his first 4 for the game. And 3 goal kickers for the Giants at so far, with Bruin, Riccardi and Sproul all recording majors. Back in the middle now. Briggs in the ruck up against Smith. They tangle. Smith wins this one out, gets the ball, and wrapped up in a tackle. We'll have another ball up. In fact, the umpire's called holding the ball. Cornelio with a good tackle. Gets it away to De Boer. Those two will link up all afternoon. Not a great kick. Turns it over. An ugly looking kick off the boot there, but Davies is good enough to bring it in for the Suns. He plays on. Want to get the ball moving quickly. Pack flies. Brown with a spoil. Bouncing around. Lands in the arms of the Suns. Once again, Brown goes. It just runs out of room. And another boundary throw in right on the 50-metre line. Attacking half for the Suns. Their only goal so far came off the boot of Ned Moyle. Currently trailed by 15 points. Heading towards quarter time here at ETU Stadium. Kick comes away. Peatling with a good pick up ground level. Looks out towards Shipley. He's had plenty of it early in this game. Just patrolling this near side wing. In fact, that's Peatling there. Goes by hand to Cornelio. Just runs out of room. Some good signs for the Giants with Cornelio getting plenty of the ball early. Really starting to dominate on the stat sheet as well. Briggs just worked underneath the ball on that occasion by Smith. And the Suns come away with it. Inside 50, player all on his own. Pack flies. No one can take the mark. Wrapped up in a tackle. I think that's Fraser Kelly. In fact, no. Sam Frost it is. Great to have Sam Frost playing with the Giants. Harking back to the original Sam Frost. The Giants defending well here. The Suns just trying to break through the wall. Cornelio at ground level. Pops up. Brown with the tackle. And we'll have another ball up. See Angwin at the back of the pack there. He'll be a target, and here he is. Off the left boot. Kelly in the area. Does well to trap the ball in. Now goes by hand. Looking for Flynn, but too hot. Here's Angwin. Big tackle coming. In fact, just stepping over the line. On that occasion was Jordan Murdoch for the Suns. Now the Suns. Comes off the boot of Murdoch. Unable to take the mark, and it's Steen that comes away with it. Out there trying to find a way out of defence on this. Looks like Ware. In fact, a free kick will come. Down the line. Looking for Flynn. Can't bring it in, brings to the ground level. Almost tripped there, and the umpire agrees. And O'Halloran will get the free kick. O'Halloran plays on. Drives inside 50. Looking for Sproul. Bouncing around. Flynn did well. Now off hands. Bruin again has another look at goals. Just offline. 3-5-23. Plays the Gold Coast Suns 1-1-7. Giants by 16 points. The Suns had the first of the quarter. But since then, it's been all Giants. 3 goals on the board. Briggs unable to apply the tackle, and the Suns have done well. Nice movement of the football. Now what can they build to? Inside 50, looking for a teammate, but Brown. He's been really solid back there, Callum Brown. He is a very solid defender. Of course, was named as the Medi sub earlier in the year. Was unfortunately for the Giants on that occasion was not required. That kick not a great one. As he plays on, that was Farah. Goes inside Brown again, off the knees of Steen. Umpire's seen a free kick. Which way will this one go? It's going to the Giants. Push out on Brown. Doing some nice work back there, Callum Brown. His game has really gone to a new level, and we'd love to see him get a bit more of opportunity. Unfortunately, on this occasion, it's Farah. Sharks the ball. Goes internal, but not a great kick. And O'Halloran, who's seen plenty of it as well, puts it up, sets a task for De Boer, does well to bring it to ground. Good tackle applied. Shipley again. Now comes back to De Boer. This is nice by the Giants. Good build-up. Nice to find a target. Turns Sproul inside. Not a great kick. You can see not happy with his own work there, but well done. Once again by the Giants. Wrapped up is Flynn. That was Fraser Kelly, who's starting to see a little bit of it in the forward line for the Giants. Flynn. Kelly again. Flynn coming through, but wrapped up in a Shipley tackle. And we'll see another ball up. In fact, the umpire will have a close look at it. It says, I'll have it. High contact, the umpire says, and it'll be a Suns free kick against Matt De Boer. Weller wants to go through the middle. Kick goes over the pack. Might work out, but Angwin reads the play well. And once again, De Boer doing a mountain of work. Finds O'Halloran. Moves the ball quickly. Finds Sproul. Wants to go long. Contest. Fly at the pack there from Kelly. Umpire says an unreasonable attempt. In fact, it wasn't Kelly. It was Monahan. Might have been a little bit hard done by there, Monahan. He wasn't too far off taking the mark, but the umpire didn't like the way he went about it. O'Halloran drives him in again, this time unfortunately marked by Smith. Suns just struggling a little bit to get the ball out of defence at the moment, and some good defence like that by Jake Steen is not making it any easier for them. Nearing quarter time here at ETU Stadium. As we said, the pictures coming to you from Melbourne, commentary coming to you from lockdown in Sydney, as the siren does sound to end the first term. And it is the Giants leading by 16 points at quarter time. 3-5-23 goal scorers for the Giants. Well, it was Tanner Bruin, Jake Riccardi and Zach Sproul with the long bomb, whilst for the Gold Coast Suns, their only goal scorer to quarter time, Ned Moyle. Stick with us, you're watching the round 13 clash between the Giants and the Suns, coming to you from ETU Stadium in Melbourne. And join the chat online. Jump in the chat room on YouTube if you want to have your say. And stick with us, we'll be back in just a little while with all the action from the second quarter. So it's welcome back to ETU Stadium in Melbourne. Pictures coming out of Melbourne, commentary coming out of lockdown in Sydney, and we are enjoying a little bit of VFL action on a Saturday afternoon. It's the Giants by 16 points at quarter time. Looking at the leading disposals there on the Giants ledger, well, Bruin, Cornelio and Halloran, they all have 9 for the quarter, and they have really been dominating. Matt DeBoer as well with 8. And then Peatling, Shipley and Flynn next in line on the disposals count. We set for the start of the second quarter. What can the Giants bring in this second term? They'd be happy with the start of the game, but they're looking to really try and get a grasp on a top 8 spot as the umpire holds the ball aloft to get this second term underway. Flynn versus Smith. And Zach Smith gets the better of that then. Brody gets the clearance. They go inside 50. Brown has been solid. This time just gets away from him. Good backing up there from Brody. Goes by hand. O'Halloran in there as well. A quick kick off the boot. And DeBoer, well, gets into a bit of trouble there with... That was Shipley, and the result is a behind to the Suns. Good mark taken. That's Jack Homsch. As Giants fans will remember, was on the Giants list from day dot, Jack Homsch. And having a wonderful season for the Suns as well. Boundary throw in, inside 50 for the Suns. Flynn works his way to the front of the pack, wrapped up in a tackle by Brody. Umpire has a close look at it and will say holding the ball on Ryan Angwin. Well, I don't know that he had a lot of prior opportunity on that occasion, but the umpire disagrees, and it'll be Jacob Townsend. Jacob Townsend's got the ball. He doesn't really want to kick it. He wants to give it away, but the umpire is insisting that the former Giant has a shot on goal. AFL premiership player Jacob Townsend, former Giant, now Sun, will line up for the Suns' second. Not bad off the boot, just fades to the left. Probably the reason why he was looking to hand that one off. Ware now with the kick in. Suns have set up well. Off the line, goes to a pack. Big fly at the back from Briggs. Brings it down. Angram with the tackle. In there as well. Townsend it was at the bottom of the pack. And the umpire says he can have a free kick. Jacob Townsend goes inside 50 again. Oh, big early fly. And the umpire will... That was too early. Not a bad little effort there from Jez McLennan. Just had the timing off slightly. Buntine. Finds O'Halloran. Just seems to be everywhere at the moment is Xavier O'Halloran. Not a lot of options to go to. So looks for Flynn and Briggs. In fact, Briggs might have just copped a little finger in the eye. Umpire's found a free kick. It's going to Flynn. Oh, good mark taken by DeBoer. That was Toby Green-like. Got away with it on this occasion. Has 2 bounces inside 50, lines them up. That is a sensational individual effort from Matt DeBoer. Wonderful grab. 2 bounces. And another major for the Giants. That's the sort of play we want to see from Matty de Boer. And a great finish as well. Loving the chat on the YouTube chat box. Get involved. Tell us where you're watching from. Are you watching from lockdown in Sydney? And if you are, we're all in this together. It's not the ideal situation, but we need to work together and work our way through this. If you're watching from elsewhere around the state or the country as de Boer takes this one out of the centre, drop us a line in the chat box. As the Giants go forward again, the big 360. Cornelio releases quickly. O'Halloran with a little pop-up. Trying to find Sproul. Flynn got in his way. Flynn at ground levels. O'Halloran goes again. Gets a handball, gets another one. Could have been tackled. Umpire lets this one play. Plenty of numbers around the ball. Harbrow goes back. Comes to the near side. Defensive effort from de Boer. And the ball goes over the boundary line. It was Matt de Boer with the goal early in this term. 4 individual goal scorers for the Giants so far. And Matty de Boer with 8 disposals at this point. Great pick up by Peatling. Shows, goes. Just hasn't had much of an option on the way back through. Cornelio, don't argue, then gets it onto the right boot, pops it up, but turnover comes. And the mark taken by Fraser Cameron. Fraser on the mark as well in Fraser Kelly. And a good mark taken by Matt Flynn. He has been solid. Loved his work to AFL level this year. Really developing into a very handy ruckman for years to come for the Giants. Now a little bit of ascendancy as Shipley goes inside 50. No real penetration on the kick. And the Suns able to read it with McLennan going backwards. Called to play on. Good work by Farah. And they have the ball on the far side of ETU Stadium. Goes short again. Finds Will Brodie. And the turnover comes. Big shout out to Andy, big Giants fan, from Will, who's joined us in the chat box. Good kick from Shipley. Finds Cornelio. And Stephen Cornelio, the skip, will have a shot from just outside 50. Thought about playing on, but just needs to go back and put this one through. Oh, it's still darting, and there it is. Looks for a dish off and found an option looking for Shipley. Angwin, in fact, Bruin it is there in support. Steps inside. Good work from Bruin. Just seems to slip through the tackle. Goes back to Steen, who's well up the ground. He drives it inside 50, and a great mark taken. Chest mark coming out to meet it from Max Monaghan. And I've liked his work so far this afternoon. Real attacking play. There's a good kick in from Jake Steen. And Monaghan lines up. 8 minutes played, second term. Monaghan to score the 5th for the Giants. Off the boot, umpire stands solid, but it hits the post. 4-6 now, the Giants. They desperately like to straighten up a little bit and put a little of scoreboard pressure. Now in the hands of Murdoch. The Suns 2-on-1 contest. Good work there at ground level from McPherson. The big don't argue. Trying to push his way through. Spinning in the tackle. Gets it back to Townsend. Now with Brodie. Suns looking for an option forward, but a good spoil coming from Josh Green. Playing the defensive role this afternoon, Josh Green, brother of Tom. As we said, this game a prelude to what should be an intriguing clash in Ballarat tomorrow afternoon as the Giants take on the Suns. O'Halloran could be pinged here. Not really a genuine attempt, but disguised it well. Flynn and Smith. Smith trying to work Flynn under the ball. Tackle comes straight away from Cornelio. O'Halloran goes and picks up the pieces. Jerks. Just gets it out. Looking for Riccardi. Bodies fly. Kelly just taps it inside nicely. Briggs up there towards Monahan. Monahan's kick looking for Sproul. Shipley gets it to him eventually. Sproul not very much to go to. Cornelio off the right boot. Lines them up. Just offline. And another behind to the Giants. Some good play. Happy to do the shout-outs in the chat box. A shout-out for Go GWS Giants. Well, it'd be nicer if I could have a name to shout-out, but I love the sentiment. Shipley goes inside again, just drops the mark there, does Riccardi. Gets it back. O'Halloran dispossessed. And now the ball comes out of defence for the Giants. In fact, the umpire's seen a hold against Buntine. Nice professional little hold-up of play there, just to make sure the Suns didn't get too many back. But now they go inside 50. A good kick, unable to take the mark. That was right there for the picking, and Brown was able to mop up for the Giants. Shipley with the ball. Giants now just trying to work the ball out of their defensive 50. Bruin. Not a bad looking kick. Looking for Angwin. A bit of a falcon, I think it is. In fact, it wasn't Angwin. A falcon nonetheless. A good handball in throw from Monahan. Finds Ware. Goes inside 50 over the head of Grintel. And the Suns able to repel. Wanting to go straight down the middle of the ground, but Callum Brand, he's been the wall back there for the Giants. Green, inside 50, good kick. Has found Flynn. Flynn wants to go short, just pops it up. And Riccardi on the end of this one. And some great work there, Brown and Green combining. And it'll be Jake the Snake Riccardi. Kick from 45 degrees. Distance won't be an issue. Riccardi lines it up. Umpire doing a little bit of work with the boys behind the goals. Love it. A great kick from Jake Riccardi. And the margin now out to 28 points. Big shout out to Simon and Peter in the chat box. Lots of people calling for a shout out. Happy to oblige. Lol. Tina in there as well. James Glasson watching from Springwood Blue Mountains. Just trying to get a bit of footy into our lockdown at the moment. Great to see so many people watching. Will Stevens, as we said, he's watching from lockdown. And shout out to everybody who's enjoying a bit of VFL action in lockdown in Sydney. Good ruck work there on that occasion by Moyle for the Suns, but it's the Giants who come away with it. It'll pop up. Moyle going back in defence, unable to bring the mark down. Good tackle applied by Sproul. Umpire says a dangerous tackle. Brody comes away with it. Just struggling at the moment, the Suns, to find a target going forward. And some good work by Ryan Angwin. Takes the mark. Comes across now to O'Halloran. O'Halloran wants to play on, does so, gets that extra meterage. Now goes inside 50, looking for Flynn. The resting ruckman causing a few issues for the Suns at the moment as they go forward in Briggs and Flynn. A tackle applied by Cameron, and we'll have a ball up. Moyle and Flynn it'll be in the ruck. Flynn wins this one down, but the Suns, it's Brodie just wrapped up in a tackle. In fact, the umpire said holding the ball. Bit tough on Brodie on that occasion. Shot on goal coming. Exactly the same spot as Riccardi, unfortunately not the same result. Just a minor score. 29 points in favour of the Giants at the moment. They've got 5 goals, 8-38. The Suns, they kicked the first of the game, but haven't troubled the score column, the goal column at least, since early in the first quarter. No problems, Andrew Underwood. We will not give you a shout out as per your request. Angwin wrapped up. I like the call online in the chat box. Leave the square to Riccardi. Clear it out and then let him go one-on-one. Great tackle applied. Ball spills free. Now the Giants with an attack. Flynn steps around one, lines them up. Offline. The agility of the big man, Matthew Flynn. Grace is watching down there in the Illawarra. Big shout out to you. Hope you're enjoying the action. As we've said, the pictures coming out of Melbourne and commentary coming out of lockdown. I'm with you, Damien. We are missing live games at the moment, but there are plenty of people doing a ton of work in the background trying to make sure we get some live footy back in Sydney, all relying, of course, on the current health situation. But rest assured, as soon as we can have live footy back at Giants Stadium, we'll be there. Briggs brings this one down. Just pops it up. Coming through at pace. Could have been in the back. Umpire just a little bit unsighted. Good work at ground level from Peatling. Moyle and Briggs go at it again. Brings this one down. That could have been in the back. Umpire didn't see that one as well. And we'll have, well, in fact, the ball pops out. Doesn't go very far. Briggs wraps up. That's one tackle you don't want to be underneath with big Kieran Briggs. Big shout out to Lachlan, who's watching it up there from Port Macquarie. Great part of the world up there. Viewers from Perth. Mindy wants to give a big shout out to Vivian. I love it. You're all enjoying a bit of VFL action on the Giants YouTube channel. Steen. Ball spills free. Brown. Haven't needed him for a while, but he's there when we do. Ball pops out and the umpire will have a ball up. All the VFL action in this round 13 coming to you from ETU Stadium, home of Port Melbourne, and we thank them. Unfortunately, wasn't a great night out for the Boroughs last night, as Williamstown really, well, they got a hold of that game. Port Melbourne, unfortunately, just were not in the contest. Flynn pops it over the top. Umpire sees a whistle on play here. It's going to go the Giants' way. Could have been advantage, I would have thought, as Bruin was well out of it. In fact, what's the umpire saying here? No, he's going to call it for a redo of the boundary throw. Well, that's fair enough. Much better throw from the boundary umpire this occasion. Still shallow. And the result, another boundary throw in. Shout out to Aussie Living, watching up there on the Gold Coast, enjoying the sun up there. Probably not enjoying the sun's efforts so far at the moment. We go again. Bruin just pops it up. Now back with Angwin on the left. Just a relieving kick. Briggs in the area, brings it down to his own advantage. Well done by Kieran Briggs. Goes back to Angwin. Angwin now with Ware. Some great young Giants combining on that occasion. And they go back through the middle. Nick Shipley. Green. His kick is good. Goes to De Boer. Back to Green. Now he wants to go short again. Just not enough on the kick. As O'Halloran did very well back on the left. Pops up Riccardi. Just wanted to get a boot to it on the line, but unable to do so. Another minus score. 5 goals, 10 now, the Giants. And they'll be ruining a few chances that they just didn't take full advantage of. Now the Suns have turned defence into attack. And they worked that well, the Suns. Some quick ball movement. And they are inside 50 with a boundary throw in. A lot of people enjoying the skill level. It's been good. The Suns not totally out of it. They've had plenty of the ball. They just cannot find that forward target. And the Giants, as you can see on this occasion, the young guns combining well. Angwin, Ware. And now they go through the centre of the ground. Looking for O'Halloran, too big on this occasion. And the Suns turn defence into attack. Going out towards Briggs, good spoil from behind, holds his feet, goes back to get his own ball. Angwin had plenty of it, too high, the umpire's seen. And we'll have a kick with Ryan Angwin. Starting to get a little bit of the ball now is Angwin. Plenty of times just been able to be that surety in defence. Riccardi, a long way from home. The Giants building. Happy to go short. Ware. Through the middle. Briggs. So mobile for a big guy. Gets around the ground. The kick not a great one. O'Halloran wanting to pick up the scraps. Eventually does so. Wrapped up in a tackle. And the umpire says a dangerous tackle. And O'Halloran will get the free kick. Comes up a little groggy. In fact, there's been a report for a dangerous tackle. And it's a number in the book. O'Halloran gets a chance to just shake it off before taking his kick. Trying to see who it is for the Suns on report. Didn't quite catch the number. O'Halloran will go back. Now, he's a good kick of the football. Wants to give himself Michael Holding style run up. Doesn't mind a celebration either does Xavier O'Halloran. Will kick from right on the paint, just outside. On its way, has it got the legs? It just had the legs, didn't have the accuracy. In fact, out of bounds on the full, just touched the behind post. So the celebration will have to wait. Called to play on, runs around the man on the mark. Very well done. Just gains that extra little bit of advantage. Looking for Smith. Couldn't bring it in. Good work at ground level, and the Giants turn the ball around. This is Grintel, steps inside. Now the Giants with a chance. Big fly at the pack, couldn't bring it down. It was Riccardi or Sproul. Cornelio chases. Oh, takes on the tackler. Not getting past him. But the Suns maintain possession. Moyle, the big guy, goes looking for a teammate. Just knocked out of his hands. Tackle's been good. Jacob Townsend, well, we know he knows how to tackle. That is for sure. When Jacob Townsend tackles you, you stay tackled. McPherson kicks around the corner. Not a great kick. Unable to bring it in. O'Halloran showing no signs from the dangerous tackle. And the kick from Buntine finds the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in. Approaching the 25-minute mark this second term. It's been all Giants in the term. They lead by 31 points. Not for a bit of wayward kicking. That margin could have been a lot bigger than that. Flynn and Smith. Flynn gets the front position. Good tackle applied. And we'll have a ball up. Matt De Boer with a tackle. In fact, it'll be a free kick against De Boer. Let's see what that was for. May have been high contact. So the Suns into attack. Brown could have had it first grab. It pops up. Now the Suns with an opportunity. High ball in, looking good. Mark taken by Moyle. 2 bites of the cherry. And Ned Moyle takes the mark. About 15 metres out. Slight angle, but shouldn't be an issue. And the 50-metre penalty coming as well. Some of the Giants players not happy. So a certain goal for the Suns. Their first since the first term. And Moyle puts it through. A quick look at the leaderboard into disposals for the Giants. What's Tanner Bruin, no surprises, and Xavier O'Halloran. They both have 16 for the game so far. And Cornelio with 14, getting plenty of the ball. You can see him there now in the centre circle. The ball goes down. The Giants trying to get the clearance out. Good pick up. That was Bruin. Goes again. Briggs finds Cornelio. That trademark round the corner kick from Cornelio. Sproul around the corner. There's the answer. Some dogged work there in the centre. Some good work from Bruin. Briggs just backing up. And the answering goal for the Giants. And the margin still 31 points. Hoping to cross down to ETU Stadium at half-time and catch up with Alison Zell, who's there at the ground. Been doing a wonderful amount of work as part of the Giants media team down there. Jacob Gaynor and Jack O'Donoghue doing some wonderful work. Also doing some wonderful work now is Cornelio. Nice little pick up there. Oh, great work. Hitting it at pace was Frost. Kick just tackled. Riccardi on the right tries to work it back. Works it back way too far. And another minor score. Pack forms just outside 50. And the umpire will come in and ball this one up. Just repeating, Will Shaw injured early in that first term. We'll get an update on his condition as soon as we can. Now the Giants under a bit of pressure. Good pick up from Steen. Wrapped up in the tackle. We'll have a ball up just outside 50 for the Gold Coast Suns. De Boer, dispossessed. Second effort was good to wrap up. Wants the ball out now, just trying to reef it out. And the umpire will ball it up. Approaching half-time here at ETU Stadium. Once again, thank you to the team at Sports Recording Services for providing the pictures as the half-time siren sounds. And the margin, well, it's blown out to 32 points here at ETU as we go into half-time. A good effort by the Giants. They really control the action, if not for that one goal scored by Moyle. They did a great job in that second term. I'd like to get a little bit straighter with their kicking, but as it stands, a comfortable margin at the half-time break at ETU Stadium. Quick look. If we get up, as we said, Tanner Bruin seeing plenty of the ball in this match. He's up to 17 possessions. We'll bring up the stats at half-time. See their disposals well in favour of the Giants. They lead across the board. You can see handballs 85 to 41. Inside 50s, well, it's not as dominant as you would have thought looking at the game. It really was evident that the Giants were getting more opportunities. The Suns, well, they needed to just make the most of their opportunities, but 34 to 23 is not a bad result for the Suns, but they need more opportunities and they need to convert going forward. Clearances even, hit-outs very even, marks even, and as you could probably suggest, tackles a little bit more to the Suns. We might try and cross down now to Alison Zell, just trying to get it up now. And Alison, you're down there at ETA Stadium. What's the weather like to start with?
Oh, I will tell you actually, because we've had some commentary about the Melbourne weather because it's been a bit chilly. It is a beautiful day in Melbourne. It is a glorious 14 degrees. The sun is shining. I had to take my puffer jacket off. It is that warm. So perfect conditions for football. Just a hint of wind, but nothing dramatic. So it is a beautiful day in Melbourne today.
It's probably the first time in a couple of weeks you've had that puffer jacket on, I reckon, Alison.
Yeah, it goes everywhere with me at the moment. It'll certainly be coming to Ballarat with me, I can assure you.
Now, first off, can you give us a little bit of an update on Will Shaw? We saw in that first term, came off after what looked like he was sort of taking his weight just as he applied the pressure to force a boundary throw in. So what's the story with his shoulder at the moment?
Yeah, so it is a shoulder issue. He has had some in the past. They said it went out the back, so he did dislocate it, but it went straight back in. Went out the back of the shoulder. I'm no medical expert, but apparently that's a good thing. So very, very early days, hard to tell whether. I think with shoulder injuries, they tend to go one of two ways. Either you need to go in and get it operated on straight away, or whether it's something you can try and manage across the back half of the season. So disappointing either way for Will. His dad Chris has come down from Deniliquin, so he was here with Will in the rooms, which is nice. He's in a sling at the moment. He was on the bench for most of that second quarter and the end of the first quarter as well. So one we'll have to work through in the next couple of days. Unfortunate for him, because I think if you look at the stats sheet, he doesn't get a heap of the ball, but he does some really nice things. So he's a Category B rookie out of New South Wales, but there's a fair bit of promise there. So we'll have to see how he goes. Apparently he's in quite good spirits. That's always good to hear as well.
Has he had any issues with shoulders before, or is this the first time we've had a problem?
Someone mentioned they thought he might have had a few shoulder injuries. So he was one that was in our academy for a little while, then was out of our academy for a bit. But our recruiters were definitely keeping an eye on him, particularly last year, although he didn't get to play much footy. So I don't think it was last year, because he only played a couple of games before COVID shut everything down. He only got a few games away last year. So potentially in his junior years, but I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Now, a lot of interest, of course, for the likes of Stephen Cornelio. How have you seen his game so far?
Yeah, pretty good. He seems to be, I think he was a little bit rusty last week, which I think you could probably imagine, but the intent was certainly there, because we saw that with 11 tackles last week. But he seems to be finding the ball, getting the ball, laying some really strong tackles. The midfield unit, as you probably see from the stats, seems to be clicking pretty nicely out there at the moment, and he's clearly a key part of that one as well. So looks to be moving a bit freer. I think he's one of those people like a Heath Shaw, has a bit of an awkward running style, whether he's fully fit or not. So but seems to be moving across the ground pretty well.
Now, some commentary online, obviously with Jeremy Finlayson out of the AFL side this week, but not playing today. What's the story with that?
So there's 4 emergencies, and 3 of them are currently playing, and 1 of them's currently not playing, and we're holding someone over for a medi sub. So without confirming anything, you may be able to put 1 and 2 together about who may be our medi sub tomorrow. So standard practice at the moment when you've got a VFL game the day before an AFL game is you hold 1 player over as a medi sub, and then we'll probably send another player. They were going to work out whether that was someone like a Matt DeBoer, whether it was someone like a Xavier O'Halloran. They'll probably send another player down to Ballarat later on today as a emergency for tomorrow's game. But yeah, so it gives you a bit more flexibility if you're playing your VFL after the AFL, where if you've got a medi sub who doesn't take the field, that they can then get a game away. But in a situation like this, we basically have to have 23 people on standby ready to go to Ballarat for tomorrow's game.
Now, you mentioned Ballarat. What's the situation? The boys travelling up there today for a little run around on the Oval?
Yeah, so busy in Ballarat apparently at the moment, coming towards the end of school holidays, so probably is understandable. So there's not too much accommodation available. So boys are there. Their captains ran at Arden Street this morning. They've actually been down here at ETU Stadium where we are at the moment. So they've seen the first half of the VFL. They all came down here, and they've just jumped on a bus now at half-time, and they're going to head down to Ballarat. They'll take a little bit of a walk around Mars Stadium, the Savo, so not a captain's run, no training or anything like that, just to get a bit of an idea of the ground and the facilities, which by all reports are really great there in Ballarat. So they'll do that at Savo. They've done their team meeting, but they're going to have a bit of a catch-up just before dinner. As they like to do, they're going to talk about Jacob Hopper's 100th game milestone tonight, show the boys a bit of a video that you yourself, Craig, put together this week. So that'll be a nice one that they'll do. It's pretty much just the players and Leon heading there tonight, and then the rest of the staff will head down in the morning.
Yeah, you mentioned that video. It was one of the more enjoyable videos to put together. I love doing videos of blokes who get plenty of the ball. So yeah, it was a fun time during the week to have a look back at the career of Jacob Hopper, and you'll be able to see that on the Giants website earlier, or I suppose later on this afternoon. So yourself, you're heading up to Ballarat tomorrow. Is that the case?
Yeah, tomorrow morning. So, I think looking forward to it. I haven't been, obviously, to Ballarat. I think I went to Sovereign Hill as a kid. Not quite sure, but, it should be a great one. I think it's one of those country towns where people just love footy and want to get around footy, so that makes, playing one of these games out there. Obviously, we'd love to be in Sydney, but we sort of know why that's not the case at the moment. So being able to take a game to a place that gets, I think they get 2 games a year at the moment. So any additional football that they get to watch is a great thing. So it should be a great atmosphere out there tomorrow. If you haven't bought a ticket and you are in the area, please come on down, because we'd love to see everyone down there. And if you've got some orange, chuck it on.
Yeah, definitely. It's there's plenty going on in Ballarat. If you ever jump on their Instagram, the Visit Ballarat account, there is plenty going on in Ballarat. So no doubt you'll have plenty on your plate tomorrow to when the football comes around. But if you get a chance, get out to some of the places out at Ballarat. It looks like a wonderful place. Alison, thank you for joining us at halftime. We might even catch up with you a little bit later on. But enjoying the footy down there at ETU Stadium. And how do you see the second half playing out?
Yeah, it's been interesting, I think, because both teams are actually at pretty close to full strength. So I think we've only got 4 top-ups, I think maybe 5. Cam Fleeton came out of the side later in the week, and they're pretty similar as well. They've got some really good quality players playing out there. But, yeah, I think we should be in for a good second half. I mean, the Giants have kicked 6-11, so they've probably got a bit of an ability to put the foot down if they can in the second half, yeah?
Maybe you should head behind the goals and give them a target to aim at, Alison, and we'll get them a little bit straighter in the second half. Thanks for joining us on this live stream. We're having some fun this afternoon. The pictures coming through, obviously, from down there in Melbourne, and the commentary coming from Sydney, and people watching all over the country. So thanks, Alison. Enjoy the rest of the second half, and we'll take a break here on this live stream, and we'll be with you with all the action from the second half coming up from ETU Stadium in Victoria. So welcome back to everybody who's joining us on the YouTube stream, wherever you are listening from around the country, and as I'm informed, around the world as well. To Luke Durkin, big shout out to you. Let's get a bit of a conversation going in the chat box. The footy's been great to watch. You can see there the stats. The Giants on top in most areas, as you would expect. Half time. It's the Giants by 32 points. Adrian Galacci, yes, Jacob Townsend is playing. He's had a great game so far, applied a few good tackles as the former Giant. And totally agree, the General Giant, who reckons it's time to back up a strong first half for the same again. A little bit of a better aim would be good. And I am loving the chat about bringing back G1 and G3. Good times, good times. We might see. We might have Heritage Round and roll out G1 and G3. Shout out to Bard Loza, who's joined us, Lachlan Cashin, Janelle, who's watching online. As we said, we're doing it a little bit differently today. The picture's coming out of ETU Stadium, but the commentary, well, it's coming out of Western Sydney in lockdown. Something that we've been trying, and hopefully something that we can do in the future as well. It's been fun, and I hope you're enjoying it if you're watching it. All in readiness now for this third term. It's been a dominant performance by the Giants so far. They lead a disposal count, 185 to 123. The umpire ready to go for this second term. Good to see Cornelio still out there. They want to get plenty of minutes into his legs. O'Halloran in the middle as well. He's getting plenty of it. And De Boer with Flynn, a lot of AFL experience in the centre for the Giants. Also on the other side of the length, Zach Smith in the ruck. Alex Davies in there as well. We get set for the third term. Flynn gets the better of this one, but Davies gets the ruck at ground level. Trying to barge his way through was O'Halloran. The umpire will come in and sort this one out. Rosas in there for the Suns. Smith looking for Rosas, but O'Halloran privy to that. Umpire says holding the ball, and the Suns come away with it. McPherson steps inside. He's going to call advantage and called no advantage right at the moment that the advantage came. The Suns forced to take it back. They go inside 50. And the boundary line wins out. Boundary throw in. Right in front of the scoreboard here in Melbourne. O'Halloran and De Boer wrap up the tackle. Now the Suns go inside 50. Steen with the big fist brings it down. Double tackle. Umpire will call holding the ball. I thought he was going to go in the back there for a second. But Townsend, the double team. And Peatling with the ball for the Giants. Goes long. Ball spills freak. We're happy to see it over the boundary line. Better throw in. Smith and Flynn go at it. Working it by hands, now in the hands of Harbrow. Steps inside, gets around his opponent. Big fly. Townsend affects the spoil. Plenty of orange jumpers around this one. Just trickling forward. Peatling goes and gets it. In there as well, Cornelio. Pops up, but wrapped up in the tackle is Buntine. Totally agree, Mr. Pants. There's some great academy players out there doing well. Blood rule here now, as looks like De Boer coming off with a little cut above the eye. Nothing too serious. They'll get that patched up and going again. Luke Durkin, well, looks like a friend from the States. Not sure if you're saying that the Giants is the best kit in the AFL or the Baltimore Dockers is the best kit in the US AFL, but either way, totally agree. Cornelio could have been taken high. Umpire off the ball saw it and will take the free kick. Right in front of the facilities here at ETU Stadium. Pictures coming to you thanks to the guys at Sports Recording Services. Of course, in conjunction with the Gold Coast Suns, able to bring you these pictures. The commentary coming to you from lockdown. There's Peatling. Gets the ball clear. Shipley makes some space. Has a bounce within 5 metres. I don't like that, but it looks good. This time he runs 10 and doesn't bounce. Shipley goes inside. Put it in front of Kelly. Kelly goes off the ground. Offline. And a minor score to open up proceedings in this third term. This is where the Suns have struggled a little bit this afternoon. Just trying to find a target coming out of defence. That kick just a little bit offline. It puts Farah under pressure and the Giants repel. Shipley goes short. Nice kick in front of Sproul. Just a little bit too much on it. And sliding in there, I think it was Toei. They come back. Green gets the second bite of the cherry. Goes by hand. Shipley now stands, delivers, goes to short. That won't be 15. Umpire calls play on to O'Halloran. O'Halloran throws it on the right boot. It's coming back just on the line and eventually trickles over. And the Suns under some pressure at the moment. This time able to get the second kick out, but not a great one over the boundary line. And the Giants will set up for another attacking foray. General Giant pointing out the old grubber kick. Won't be happy with it. Flynn knocks it to the advantage of Will Brodie, who runs onto it. Could have been holding the man there from Stein. Given the benefit of the doubt, and eventually the boundary line wins out. Approaching the 6-minute mark here of the third term. Just the two behind scored so far by the Giants. 6 goals, 13. Coach Luke Kelly, whilst he'll be happy with the effort, wouldn't mind seeing a few more in the goal column. Extracting the ball now, the Suns go forward. Just drops short. A good spoil by Jake Steen. And we'll have another boundary throw in. It's been a good battle between these two big men. Zach Smith for the Suns, Matt Flynn for the Giants. Both holding hands up, saying it wasn't me. Now they lock horns. Flynn tries to bring it down to, does the second effort with the smother, but it's the Suns. Boundary just must have trickled over. We had a question earlier on the chat around Cameron Fleeton. Apparently just a slight quad issue during the week, and just taking a more precautious approach with him. So hopefully be back playing in the not too distant future. Ball comes off the deck. Steen tries to come out and meet it. Couldn't bring it in. Diving over the pack now. Cornelio holds feet. Lets the rest of them dive in. Umpires, everyone with their arms out saying, what's your decision? And the decision was a ball up. Now Briggs and Moyle. It's really been 2 against 2 in the ruck contest this afternoon. Sproul coming down to help out in defence. And we'll have another ball up inside 50 for the Suns. They'd be very keen to get another one on the board. Wrapped up in the tackle, just dropped at the last stage, but Cornelio got him. Ball goes up. Cornelio with the extraction. Just gets the ball going forward, but the Suns have set up well. Toei goes to the outer side. Weir tracks the ball back. He's been good today, Jacob. I should have said Ware. Jacob Ware. He's been very good mopping up down there in defence for the Giants. I tell you what, the boundary umpires have earned their money this afternoon. Bit of love for Josh Green in the chat box, and I share the opinion coming through now. The Giants go forward to the centre, for Riccardi. Just goes with it. Well, I don't know what sort of handball it was. Looking for Flynn, and Flynn happy to see it over the boundary line. Just a little wishful handball over the shoulder from Jake Riccardi. As we set up again, this time inside 50 for the Giants. Bruin lurking. They lock horns, just drops it to his feet. There he is, Bruin, tries to go and get it. Applies the tackle, ball spills free. Now the Suns by hand. They come in the arms of McPherson. Goes short, good kick. This is Townsend. Townsend once again. This is the way they like to move the ball, the Suns. Nice and short, make sure they hit targets. They go inside 50. The tackle comes. They've got plenty of runners. This is a good play by the Suns. Around the corner, a great kick on goal from Joel Jeffrey. And as they did in the first, the Suns get the first of the third. If that's not enough numbers for you, they bring the margin back to 28 points. Some really good work out of defence. Jacob Townsend it was that started it. Came through the middle. And it was a great kick around the body by Joel Jeffrey. And the Suns, well, they get their third for the game. Looking at the Suns, it is Will Brodie who leads the disposal count. He's got 17 for the match. Farah with 14. Davies was 12 with Harbrow and McPherson. So some big names there as we're back in the middle. Briggs gets the run at it. Just brings it down. Cornelio, nice little shot. The patched up Matt DeBoer. As umpires deemed it a throw. And now the Suns with another opportunity. In the arms of Farah. Goes inside 50, but the ball's smothered. Here's Ware. Good tackle applied. Coming away from it there was Frost, trying to get the legs moving. They go again. That might be 15. Quick kick from Brodie. Up and under. No one able to take the mark. Backing in the pack, there's Ware again. I've really liked his game this afternoon. He's done all the little things well. Forces another ball up. Briggs and Moyle. Out towards Angwin. And a boundary throw in. Well, the ruckman, along with the boundary umpires, have earned their money this afternoon. Been a great tussle between Flynn and Smith, Moyle and Briggs, as the two latter go at it again. Briggs gets his own tap, tries to go back. Nice little handball over the top. Umpire's seen something, holding the man decision, and Jacob Ware again. "13 disposals for Jacob Ware so far. He's been in amongst plenty of it. Down the line, big fly comes from Flynn. Tries to mark over the top of Briggs, so a little bit of communication going on there as the Suns repel. They go inside 50. Steen can't bring the ball down. Brown just got the fingertips to it. Steen will tackle. They get away. Another goal to the Suns. Little mini comeback now. And a good goal there from Jai Farah. The margin back to 22 points. Just a little bit of miscommunication on the far wing between the two big men of the Giants, and the ball goes back in. Mitty asking the question, well, Stephen Cornelio, well, he leads the disposal count along with Tanner Bruin with 19 at the moment. And a bit of love there for Ryan Angwin. Once again, mutual love in that case. He does move a lot like a young Josh Kelly. He'll be one of the ones to watch in the years to come for the Giants. As we're back in the middle, margin back to 22 points. The Suns have got all the momentum at the moment. Briggs goes back to his skipper in Cornelio. Cornelio around the corner. Finds the VFL skipper in Sproul. Just couldn't bring it in. And the Suns by hand. They've worked this well. Homsch comes out. Not a great looking kick. Peatling tracks it back and doesn't mind using the boundary line. Boundary throw in. 14 and a half in this third term. Briggs brings it down to O'Halloran. They need a little bit more out of him this quarter, the Giants, just to struggle that momentum. Good blind turn there on Wagner. The Suns again, but they've turned it over. Jake Stein. Good Mountains boy. Goes far, looking for Shipley, a good Campbelltown boy. But they've turned it over now. Townsend tried to invent some sort of new kick. Goes to Milford. They've lost the ball now. Shipley backs into trouble. Could be in trouble here. Gets it onto the boot. Well done. Buntine just wants to wrap this one up, bring in the troops and have another look at it. Just repeating the news from the first quarter. Will Shaw, the young gun of the Giants, had a shoulder dislocation. We're told by the doctors not a bad one, and it went straight back in, so we wish him all the best. You can see there Matt DeBoer, little cut over the eye, but he's wrapped up out there, going hard at it. Ball pops over the top. Some good work there from the Giants midfield. Looking for Briggs. The ball goes backwards from the bounce. Pops up. Sproul to be holding the man, and it was. And they play on. Harbrow pops it over the top. Under pressure was Hollands, I believe. Now the Suns wanting to work the ball through the middle. They've done this well, and this is where they've got the momentum back in this third term. Turning around there is Davies. Goes inside 50 for another chance for the Suns. Big fly, couldn't bring it down. Green mops up. Gets over looking for Brown. Brown sees the ball over the boundary line in the arms of Bryce Milford. And a couple of questions being asked of the Giants at the moment. Apologies to Luke Stein. Jake Stein is, of course, a good Luddenham boy. Would we call that foot of the mountains? Out there Penrith way. As the Suns have another shot on goal, which is offline. 6:13:49. The Gold Coast Suns with a couple of goals this term. 4-4-28. The Giants just can't seem to get their hand on the ball at the moment. They go through the middle. De Boer, short, finds Frost. The Suns come back to clog up the middle, forces the Giants backwards. Goes to Buntine. Buntine's got a short one in Shipley. Shipley goes short again, still out of the 50. Peatling. Now they get out with a shocking kick coming out of the 50. Intended target was Frost. Shipley in there as well. Applies the tackle. Could have been high. Umpire says play on. O'Halloran gets the ball. He could have been high. Play on. The ball now in. Dragging it in. But the umpire says that's okay. They just need a spark here, the Giants. De Boer, Shipley, back to Frost. He turns them around, gets them going forward. Not a great kick for O'Halloran, but De Boer mops up. Getting a little bit of the ball now is Matt De Boer. Cornelio, we'd love to see the ball in his hands a bit more as well. His good kick off the boot. And now the Giants with a chance to go into attack. Oh, great kick. Sproul on the lead. And he marks just inside 50. And this is what big full forwards do. They go back and kick goals. He'll be on the back of the square if he goes back any further soon. So what can Zach Sproul do here? He'll kick from just outside 50. Perfect conditions for a full forward. It's on its way. Won't have the journey, or will it? It will. All the way. That's the way he does it. A goal to Zach Sproul. And they wrestle a little bit of the momentum back, the Giants. The Suns were on the charge. Margin back to 27 points. Approaching the 20-minute mark here of this third term. A lot of love for Zach Sproul in the chat. A great kick from outside 50, and that's what we need full forwards to do. Brodie for the Suns tries to get the ball out. They've just willed this forward, the Suns, but the tackle comes. We'll have a ball up. Flynn and Smith to go at it, as they have done all afternoon. Flynn gets that one going towards the Giants' goals, but the Suns have turned it around. They go inside 50, top of the square. Steen, great, handball just offline, and concedes a behind. Steen, the king of Luddenham. Brings it out. Suns have done well here. Trying to bring the ball back in is Farah. I've liked his game this afternoon. And they go back into attack. Good Pressure there from Frost. Goes back to Bunteen. Peatling there, assesses his options, runs himself into a bit of trouble. Back to Frost, keeps the arms clear, well done. De Boer, could have been high. Farah off the ground, this is looking good. Another goal to the Suns. And a bit going on at the moment. You can just feel a little bit of the frustrations from the Giants. De Boer in the middle of that with, looks like Townsend. But the goal stands. 3 goals to the Suns in this term. 3 goals to 1 at the moment. Margin 20 points. And for all their dominance in this game, on the stat sheet and seemingly from watching the game, 20 points is not the margin you want at this stage of the game. What can the Giants answer with? They've got their big names in the centre as well. Wagner, Davies, Smith in the ruck. So what can the Giants do here? O'Halloran, free kick here going to the Suns, holding the man. Brodie wants to get the hands off, does so now to Wagner. Wagner with the quick kick. Inside 50. Steen could have been holding the man. Ware. Happy to see it over. The ball just inside. And holding the ball is the decision. Tough call. Kick comes in. Green steps and Flynn's there to recover. Wants to slow it down. 20 points. Another goal here to the Suns, and we've got game on. Seemingly out of it at half time. They've really fought their way back in this third term, and well, Coach Luke Kelly be looking for some answers at the moment. Big shout out to all those people watching in Sydney currently in lockdown. I hope you're enjoying a little bit of a Saturday afternoon delight as the Suns and the Giants go at it live from Melbourne. Here they go, the Giants forward, but Homsch read that well. Out of sight. O'Halloran there, puts the Jets on, goes in. A little bit of an errant handball, puts Flynn under a bit of pressure, goes to ground. And they force another boundary throw in the Suns. Flynn in the front, tries to drop the ball down for Bruin. Haven't seen much of him this third term, but desperately like to see him back in amongst it. Good work from Peatling. But the ball comes out. De Boer lays a big tackle. Umpire says not legal. And a couple of occasions Matt De Boer has been pinged on tackles. The Suns attack. Flynn at the front. Make sure ball comes free. Snap on goal, smothered. Could have been holding the man. Umpire let it go. Umpire off the ball. Calls it. And Jacob Ware. There's not much of him. Obviously drafted last year into the Giants list, but he has shown plenty today. Shipley. Bunting. Some good movement now by the Giants. Just maintaining possession. Happy to just settle. Bunting again. Got Ware out here if he wants to use them. The Suns have set up well. A little spring in the step of the Gold Coast Suns at the moment. Let's play on. Umpire calls into play on. He's in trouble. Goes back, finds Green. Green's kick is smothered. Here they go again, the Suns. As we said, another goal here. It'll be very interesting. Tracking it back is Frost. happy to see it over. 19 points to margin. Under pressure now, the Giants. Shipley. Flynn. Buntine did well. Looks like they've pushed Riccardi behind the ball. You could just see him coming across the frame there. Just need that extra man behind the ball. Just want to guard this last few minutes of this third term. De Boer asks the question. But a boundary throw in. Suns have turned this one around. A good contest. Will the inaccurate kicking of the Giants come back to bite them? 32-32. Briggs and Smith. O'Halloran tries to get a kick away, just off the boot. Here is De Boer. Wants to run. Works his way onto the left boot. Just pops it up. Not bad. Looking for Sproul. That's vintage Matt De Boer out of the ruck contest. And Sproul takes the mark. They need this, the Giants. Zach Sproul. He did kick the only goal the Giants have scored this quarter. Can he make it 2 for the quarter? Measured approach. Looks good. Umpire likes it. The Giants get one back. Off the boot of Zach Sproul. He's kicked 4 today, Sproul, including the 2 in this quarter. A very good result for the full forward of the Giants. Approaching three-quarter time here. The margin, 25 points. Back in the middle. Briggs tries to work it back to De Boer. He gets there in the end. O'Halloran with the clearance. That's the sort of stuff we need from the Giants. A couple late ones here would be good. Set up a final term. Coming through, Shipley. But a good mark taken. And just relieves a little bit of the pressure. Murdoch. The Suns with it in their defensive 50. Puts it up under pressure. Well done by Murtagh. Once again, these short little sharp kicks. Finds Moyle. Forced down the line. But good enough there. Coming across, Joel Jeffrey. Kicked a great goal in this term. Now drives them inside 50. Putting himself in harm's way is Jake Riccardi. As we saw a few weeks back, he picked up 40-odd disposals as a backman. He's not a stranger down there in defence. Been playing more forward in the recent weeks, but good to see him down there just adding a little bit of firepower to the defensive half of the Giants. Right on the shadow of three-quarter time, a late goal to Zach Sproul. Just maintained a more comfortable margin for the Giants. 25 points. Canelio chips it over the top, trying to invent something new. Good work from Bruin. Gets it to Shipley. Here's Canelio. This is what we want to see. A little bit of Canelio on the run. On the right. Goes to the top of the square. Almost finds Flynn. Comes back down. At the ball, full of the ball, Grinsell gives it back to Canelio. On the left this time. Once again tries to find the top of the square. Here is Sproul. Quickly off the boot. Sproul gets another one. That's his 5th. And a good red time goal to the Giants. Some great work from Grinsell, but Cornelio, that's what we want to see a bit more of. And Sproul gets his 5th. And the margin back to 31 points. Andy Tykon agree. Sprowley playing his best season. He's been playing some very, very good football this year. And he gets his 5th of the afternoon. He's really been the difference. 5 goals straight. That one will come back. Can they get another one before the half-time siren? Cornelio, he's starting to work his way into the game again. O'Halloran just couldn't get the purchase on the kick. And the Suns now with it. Steps through. Cornelio brings him down. Look at the hard running from O'Halloran. Now in the hands there of Brody. Goes long. Can the Suns put another one on the board? A little bit wayward. 30 points to margin. 5 goals, 7 now the Suns. It's been a good term for the Suns. If not for nice little purple patch from Zach Sproul. Now trying to work their way through defence. Bruin. Plenty of Suns around this one. Waiting for that 3/4 time siren. Riccardi. Good move by Coach Luke Kelly. As the siren does sound to end this third quarter. The Suns came again that term, but a couple of late goals and some good efforts from the big names from the Giants. Margin back to 30 points at 3/4 time. As we said, Zach Sproul, 5 goals straight for the game so far. He really has been the difference. But some good efforts from Cornelio and also De Boer late in that term. Was able to really get back on top from the Giants' point of view and maintain this 30-point margin into the 3/4 time break. Take a quick look at the team stats at 3/4 time. It was a better third quarter from the Suns, but the Giants able to just stem a bit of the scoring. A few issues for Luke Kelly to think about at 3/4 time. You can see there, hitouts. Well, the Giants getting on top in that term. Clearances even. Even that inside 50 count, the Suns were able to wrestle that back a little bit in that term. Really is just a disposals column. The Giants getting their hands on the ball a little bit more than the Suns. And that's where the game is at the moment. Mr. Pants reckons that Cogs should be back in the one side next week. Well, they'd have a plan. And one of the plans was to give him plenty of game time this week. Admittedly, off his own words last week, just came up feeling a little bit of just a little bit more as he came out of last week's game. Just knew he needed another run, and he's definitely getting that this afternoon. It was instrumental. Instrumental in that last goal by Sproul. Sproul with 5 goals straight this afternoon. Looking at the disposal count. Well, it is Cornelio who leads the disposals for the Giants. He's got 25 to three-quarter time. Tanner Bruin as well, his partner in crime with 23, and Matt DeBoer with 21, along with O'Halloran. So there's your engine room. Just really getting their hands on the ball. Nick Shipley's been good this afternoon. Just patrolling the wings. He's got 21 to three-quarter time. Peatling, he's been doing a ton of work there in defence. And Jacob Weir, one of the young guns that I've liked this afternoon, is 14 disposals to three-quarter time. Make sure you jump in the YouTube chat. Tell us who you've liked this afternoon, and of course who you think could be putting their hand up. Of course, this game is a prelude to the big clash between the Giants and the Suns in Ballarat. Who would have thought that when both these teams came into the AFL competition? But they are playing it out tomorrow afternoon in Ballarat. The Giants looking to maintain their spot in the 8. The Suns, well, they had a wonderful win last week, knocking off the Tigers, and almost opened the door for the Giants to get back in the 8. So it would be good for the Giants tomorrow afternoon to just consolidate their place. Seem to be getting a little bit of momentum back in their season. Of course, been down in Melbourne for a few weeks now, and with no end in sight really to the lockdown as it stands, they are looking at possibly being in Melbourne for a couple of weeks to come. So we get set. I like it, KD. Ballarat gold mine. Well, let's hope it is a Ballarat gold mine and we can find gold tomorrow afternoon. Of course, we get a wonderful Sam Taylor back in the side, and the Giants fans will be happy to see him running around in the orange and charcoal again tomorrow afternoon. And Big Mummy backing up as well, the lone ruckman, with Briggs and Flynn both taking part in today's match. So a little bit of a different approach to this game tomorrow, but great anticipation for that. You can catch all the action live, and of course, for those who are enduring the Sydney lockdown, what a great way to spend your Sunday afternoon. Ready for the final term here at ECU Stadium in Melbourne. The pictures coming live from Melbourne, the commentary coming live from lockdown, as we get underway in the final term. And haven't had the best of bouncing skills this afternoon, have the umpires, so we'll bring that one back. Flynn attacks it. DeBoer dispossessed in the second effort. Tried the big don't argue for the first tackle. Got away from that, but was caught from behind. Play on now. The Suns go forward. They'd love an early one, the Suns. At the back, Buntine brings the mark in, plays on. Goes short, finds DeBoer. Now he'll be desperate to get his hands on the ball to get this side over the line. Where? Well, you've heard what I've said about him this afternoon. I've loved his game. Bit of love from Janelle for Sam Taylor coming back in tomorrow. We like that. Could have been in the back. Umpire says play on. O'Halloran goes inside 50. Gets the ball back. Roves the pack. Goes again. Bouncing over the top. Briggs is there. But going back in defence is Jack Homsch. A text earlier from one of the Giants in Deb Keane, who's just loving the names of Homsch and Townsend coming back out. It's like the Giants of old. It's not been the story today, it's been the Giants of new, with the young guns really stepping up. Giants go inside 50 again, having to stand his ground with Sproul. And the boundary line wins out. There is Jack Homsch. Briggs and Smith. It's really been an even contest in the ruck today. No real advantage from either side. A good chain of handballs from the Suns. That's been their game today. They've really worked well by hand. And once again, they've turned defence into attack. Over the back now, it's Farah running into an open goal. They'll get the first of the fourth. In fact, he's missed. Oh, no. An open goal. Jai Farah has missed. A let-off for the Giants. Ware finds O'Halloran. Wants it back, gets it back. Nice little stat getter for Jacob Ware. Goes for a run. If metres gains was a stat, there's plenty there for Ware. Hitting the ball well, in that case was Grintel. Goes inside, great kick. Finds the ball and should go back, settle and shoot. Wants to play on, goes around the corner on the right and slots it through. So a costly mistake from Jai Farah for the Suns. And it is a classic 6-point turnaround, or 5-point as it turns out in the end, with De Boer scoring at the other end. And Leon Cameron will be happy to see De Boer getting his hands on the ball as he is. You're right, Lachlan, I did fail to mention that Jesse Hogan back for the Giants, and don't we like the sound of that? Been dogged by injury this season, but tomorrow afternoon back in the side, and he's hoping for another 4+ goal effort from Jesse Hogan. But right now, it's the Giants with a little comfortable lead. The Suns came in that third term. And here's Cornelio. One bounce. Just goes inside. That's vintage Cornelio. Looking for a teammate. Riccardi at the back. He's found himself back in the forward line. Brings it back inside to Sproul. Those two, that could be dragging the ball in. The umpire look closely. Given the X factor, he's called it. When you drag it in like that, Zach, then look at the umpire. There's not much of an argument. What's happened here? Completely missed that. I was reading some comments. And Zach Sproul smothered off the boot. Good intensity. I agree, KD. Footy is the best release when we're in lockdown. That's why we're bringing this game out of Melbourne. And we'll try and get some more VFL action if consequences allow. But De Boer again with the right snap. Gets it across the line. De Boer with two within 2 minutes. And this is what Coach Luke Kelly would have wanted. A little bit of a scare in that third term. But Matt De Boer, 2 goals in 2 minutes, and that will do well for his fantasy points. 24 disposals now for Matt De Boer. Stephen Cornelio leading all comers with 27. And Xavier O'Halloran getting his hands on the ball a little bit in this final term as well. 24 disposals for him. The margin now 41 points. It's amazing to think not that long ago we were talking about 20 points, even smaller margin than that. But the Giants have put the foot on the pedal. We're back out to 41 points. Here is O'Halloran, straight out of the middle. They're on top now, the Giants midfield. forward. Sproul and Riccardi the options. Cornelio's gone forward. That's what I like to see. That's the roll. Off the boot. Another shot on goal. Another goal. Let's see who kicked that one. Maybe you can tell me in the chat. But the Giants really piling it on now. That was Bruin with that goal. So quick I didn't see him come through the pack. He's had a wonderful game this afternoon. You look at that, those top 4 disposal getters for the Giants. Cornelio, O'Halloran, Bruin, De Boer. Really on top. Correct there. Old Mr. Pants in the chat. It's turned into what was a little bit of a scare in three-quarter time. It's turned into an opportunity for a good percentage as Townsend brings this one out of the middle. And a good kick. Just as we start talking about percentage, Joel Jeffrey takes the mark inside 50. Go back, have a shot on goal for the Suns. Jeffrey starts his approach. Good looking kick off the boot. Lovely. The Suns peg one back. And Joel Jeffrey, well, he's had a good day this afternoon as well. That's his third. And he's 6 goals for the Suns. Jeffrey has 3 of them. Moyle with 2 and Farah with 1. With an opportunity, Jai Farah, well, he'll rue the opportunity that he had running into an open goal. And that was sort of the catalyst for the Giants to get themselves back into this game. Big shout out to all our South Australian Giants who have tuned in on the YouTube stream. Bard, good to see you. Go GWS Giants. Well, I love your handle. Don't know your name. Secondary contest in the middle. Moyle and Briggs. Briggs caught that. Moyle does the 360 and gets it going forward. Peatling liked his game. Good work from Bruin. They go inside 50 again, the Giants. Can they get the answer? Shine through there. Good tackle by Monahan. Bruin in there amongst it as well. Riccardi tracking. The Suns, let's get a bit of relief. Brody does well, turns over, and the ball's wrapped up. Townsend has his effect kicked by Cogs. Old mate's going at it. Not 15, called to play on, strong in the tackle. Bruin in there as well. Comes back. Cornelio, quick kick off the boot. Gets through to Riccardi eventually. Could have been holding. Umpire lets it go. Riccardi fired up. Expect a big tackle. Does the right thing. Here comes the tackle. Just getting the ball away quickly. Just dropped the mark at the crucial stage there. Good work from Josh Green. De Boer. Now in the arms of Buntine. Inside 50. Riccardi. That's what we want to see. Jake Riccardi thinks about handing off. Perfect sight from this one. Right behind Jake Riccardi as he comes in. Usually a great shot on goal. This one works its way one way, goes straight through the middle. Jake Riccardi gets another one for the Giants. And that's his third for the afternoon. 3 goals, 2 for Jake Riccardi. So what started out as a little bit of wayward kicking They've really straightened up in this second half. And Riccardi, well, the margin now out to 47 points. A good effort here from the VFL side, from the Giants. It's really going to ask the question of Leon Cameron next week. A lot of speculation in the chat about who goes in, who goes out. Well, we'll wait and see how tomorrow plays out. But selection headaches are the best headaches you can have as a coach. Flynn does well. De Boer worked off the ball. Good work from Bruin. The pack forms now. And stacks on. Could have been holding in that ruck contest. Umpire says play on. Peatling to Ware. Inside, looking for Briggs. Brings it down. Some good work there from Harbrow. Forces them back, but here comes Riccardi. Couldn't bring it in. Good spoil by Patrick Murtagh. And we'll have a boundary throw in. 12.5 played. Final term. It's really been all Giants this quarter. Right from that point where Jai Farah missed the open goal shot. Could have been high. Looked a little guilty there, Zachy boy. And the arms up around the ear holes. The handball puts under pressure. Riccardi tries to not get in his back, does so. They'll want to work this over the line, the Suns, and they do. Now they move it quickly. Plenty of players in that square, but the umpire says play on. Little 1-2, a good mark taken. And this is Farah. Thought about the handball. Was best advised not to. Now finds a handball target. They go short, but the turnover comes. De Boer, seen plenty of it in this final term. Cornelio, ditto. Now out to Josh Green. I tell you what, the Giants love a green. We'd love to see both Toby and Tom have days out tomorrow up there in Ballarat. We're looking for a gold mine. Just drops it cold. He's had a roller coaster ride today, Jai Farah. Yes, we are looking for gold up there in Ballarat tomorrow afternoon. Make sure you join in and watch the game, get online, share it all. Little bit of respite in lockdown for those in Sydney. We've loved bringing you this game this afternoon. We love seeing some of that. Oh, high shot. That's Homsh on Peatling. In fact, it was Brody. Bounces up, does James Peatling. Picked up onto the main list in the mid-season draft was Peatling. Now Cornelio goes and gets it. Backs away. They don't even want to tackle him now. Just gets the kick away, not 15. Play on. Good pick up there from Grintel. Handball's turned over. Comes out towards Brown. Umpire's seen free kicking. It's against Brown. As all players stream back into defence. Well, the Giants' defensive half. Kick, not a great one. And the question asked by Jake Steen, did he do enough to keep it in? Boundary throw in, 15.5 played, final term. Flynn wins that one easily up against Davies, who was not much of a, could have been kicking in danger. Harbrow on that occasion. Cornelio with the ball wrapped up. Been great to bring you this VFL action. Thanks again to the guys at Sports Recording Services for supplying the pictures. Cornelio Looks inside, looking for Shipley. Great kick. Didn't break stride. Shipley goes short again to De Boer. De Boer wants to move it quickly. Out here looking for Peatling. That's a very good reward for James Peatling's game. Well, kick from about 45. Distance shouldn't be an issue. Just gets it to the left and it stays there just to behind for James Peatling. 21 disposals for James Peatling today. He's had a very good game tracking that half back line. Now the Suns, as they have done, just working it short kicks by just trying to maintain possession. Forced down the line and run out of space. The ball's out of bounds. Brown. It was good early, Callum Brown. Haven't needed him so much in this final term, but he's really a solid defender and one to watch in years to come, the Irishman. Goes inside 50. Plenty of players fly. Good roving at the back of the pack there. The Suns now by hand. Wanting to move it quickly. This is good. It's this kick that's fallen down traditionally this afternoon. Some good work, well done by Farah. Steps inside, goes into a 1-on-2 contest. Brown flies. Back there is Frost. Not the first time Sam Frost in a Giants jumper has cleaned up in the last line of defence. The kick quickly, looking for Bruin. Tries to step around, now dispossessed. Just thought he had enough to get around the opponent, but the tackle stuck. And a good tackle there from Jordan Murdoch, and he'll have a shot on goal for the Suns. Bit of love out there for the Squinters podcast, we like to see. They do a wonderful job, the Squinters. The Giants fan podcast. If you haven't had a listen, make sure you tune in. Murdoch, his kick just pushes right, and just a minor score. Yes, as we are in the midst of this lockdown in Sydney, there's plenty of entertainment options. We'll be bringing you Giants radio prior to tomorrow's game. A little bit different this week, but we'll be bringing it to you. Important. It's a little bit, few issues with technical we're trying to get through due to lockdown, but if you get a chance, check on the Giants socials for the times and when Giants radio will be kicking off. Alex Williams doing a wonderful job there. But the Squinters, yeah, a fan podcast, one to check out. Giants fans from all over the world just sharing their opinions and their thoughts on everything orange and charcoal. Free kick here to the Suns. Malcolm Rosas is lining up on that 45-degree angle, so the umpire's brought Buntine back a long way. Wants to work this one back. Starts it out to the left. It stays that way. Flynn could have even claimed the mark. Brown, when needed, he'll be there. Quick handball there from Murtagh. They go back inside 50. And Buntine just showing a little bit of experience. Brings it in. Big shout out to everyone who's joined us in the chat. We've enjoyed bringing you the game. I'm glad you've enjoyed the game and the commentary. As we said, the picture's coming out of Melbourne, but the commentary pretty much coming out of the dining room in lockdown. We love bringing it to you. We'll try and work out if we can bring you some more. Nothing better in lockdown to have a little bit of a release from the stresses, watching a bit of footy. And we've been loving bringing it to you. Bruin at the bottom of this pack. De Boer asked the question the umpire. Flynn looks for Shipley as his target, but the Suns come away with it. By hand again. Worked it well. Jai Farah stepping inside, twisting and turning. Off the ground the handball comes. Good spin out of trouble there. Now O'Halloran goes and gets it, drives the legs, gets out of the trouble. De Boer picks it up. Could have been taken high. Umpire says play on. Steen, nice little tip up, couldn't get it to the hands of O'Halloran. Good tackle, well done Jake Steen. Duly rewarded. They've been good, the defensive unit today from the Giants. Happy to just slow it down. The Luddenham master. Down the line, not much there, and happy to see it over the boundary line. Question asked again. McLennan it was who just walked that over. Actually good to see. I don't think we've had a deliberate out of bounds all day today, so one of my pet hates is the deliberate out of bounds call when it's 50-50. Cornelio to De Boer, quickly onto the boot. Could sit nicely for Riccardi, doesn't quite make the distance. Umpire's seen a free kick here, and it's going to the Suns. Could have been high contact. 23 minutes played, final term. Giants by 48 points. They've really dominated this final term. Third quarter was really all Suns, but the Giants responded. Could be an issue there for Jake Stein. A little bit of a falcon right in the schnoz. Mind you, with the mullet he's got going on at the moment, a little bit of a broken schnoz might just fill the full look out. De Boer quickly off the pack. Handball astray. Once again, Peatling just does a little jink and weave. Gets through trouble, but the handball didn't hit the target. Now the Suns out of defence, looking for Brown to just take that relieving mark as he's done all day. Been a great display of football by the Giants VFL side. Giants reserves. But for a little patch in that third quarter, it was Sproul who really turned that fortune around in the third quarter. Down the outer side, De Boer couldn't keep it in. I've liked his game today. He'll be pushing his case into Leon Cameron's office this week, no doubt. Some headaches for Leon across the board at the moment. I mean, some great performances from Cornelio, Bruin. Even the two ruckmen today have been solid. Here is Cornelio. Where? Well, he'll be one to watch as well. Bruin, here he is, just turns the ball around, looking for Cornelio, goes back and gets it, just steps through a couple of players, goes backwards to go forwards through Ware. The kick, not a great one for Shipley, just bounces on the half volley, takes a big hit, and the Suns are away. Like we might even have a couple of the boys from the Squinters online in the chat at the moment. It's the Giants. Bruin working in the phone booth there. Umpire says holding the ball. Some news coming out from Melbourne. As you might have noticed, Ryan Angwin, just a slight hamstring issue for Ryan Angwin out of this game. So once again, the cautious approach has been taken. Townsend goes inside 50 for the Giants, but going back there in defence, Kieran Briggs. Sound like a broken record, but I really liked his game as well today. Shipley, he's owned this wing. Happy to just slow it down. We're hoping to bring you, so stay on after the stream, after the game finishes. We're hoping to bring you some chats on field, maybe even head into the rooms for the song. Doing some great work down there, Alison Zell and the other guys from the media team who are also down there in the, what do we call it, the Not Hub in Melbourne. Jacob Gaynor doing some wonderful work on social media, and the young gun Jack O'Donoghue bringing you all the pictures as well. Tough times for those in Sydney in lockdown, but happy to be bringing you some footy action right from the source. The Suns now with a chance to just peg one back. Kick from just on 50. Stutter step as he comes in. Doesn't look too bad off the boot. Won't make the distance. And here come the Giants. The proverbial orange tsunami, although the wave has been split. And the minor score for the Suns. $47 points. It's been a convincing win by the Giants this afternoon, but for a little scare in the third term. Booming kick, wanting to go down the middle of the ground. The tackle comes, spins out of trouble. Now the Giants, good there by Bruin, affects the spoil. Goes back and gets the crumbs. Back to Brodie. His kick looks good off the boot. Good courage. Peatling. Two bodies coming. And Peatling's got the mark, but doesn't look good. You don't want to see this in the dying moments of a game. On his feet now. Great courage by James Peatling. A great pickup by the Giants. Academy product that had a bit of a hard time last couple of years, but really stayed with his craft and rewarded with a spot on the Giants list this year. Townsend goes inside. Good pickup. That was McPherson, and he gets the goal. A late one for the Suns. Reduces the margin to 41 points. A lot of love for Peatling's courage to take that mark. The old chat's turned into a squinter's message board at the moment. Good to see. Great pictures coming out of ETU Stadium, home of the Port Melbourne Boroughs. And we thank the boys down there for that. As we said, stay online after the game concludes. We'll try and take you down to some chats with the boys. Maybe even try and have a chat with Cornelio as he goes again. He's had some good minutes today and has done some very good things. On that occasion, Brown unable to bring the ball in. Looks like Luke Kelly's made the move again. Riccardi back to help out in defence. Brown goes again. Here is Cornelio. Nice little give to De Boer. Through the middle to Sproul. Has a bit of a run. Doesn't know which way to go, so finally puts it on the boot. Pops it up. Looking for O'Halloran, who's down there in the forward line. He'd love a goal. And just the boundary line beats him. Can't be too long to go in this contest. been a good one and been great to bring it to you. Briggs out of the ruck on the right boot. Get past the Suns defenders. Briggs again. Umpires called a free kick. It's going to the Suns as they pulled out of defence. Can't be too long to play in this one. Great hit out for the Giants. Should consolidate a spot in the final top 8 as the siren sounds. And in the end, a 40-point victory to the Giants from down there at ETU Stadium. A wonderful effort. Some great signs for the Giants fans. Cornelio getting plenty of the ball. And the likes of Matt DeBoer and Tanner Bruin as well, doing some wonderful work to get the boys over the line. They'll enjoy this victory, the Giants. And hopefully it is a sign of things to come tomorrow afternoon as the Giants take on the Suns up there in Ballarat in the AFL. As I said, stick with us. We'll try and get you some pictures from out on the ground as Alison Zell makes her way out to the ground. Quick look at some of the stats. Well, the Giants are really dominating the disposals area. 351 to 283. Lead the kicks, lead the handballs. Inside 50s was probably the difference. Hit-outs and clearances as well. They got on top late in that game, did the two young guns from the Giants. And it was good to see. As we have a quick look. Take you down. And we've got pictures coming out live from on ground thanks to Alison Zell.
Sprowley, come here. You're live on the live stream.
Sproul, you can see there 5 goals for the big guy.
Yeah.
All very good at that.
5. There you see the boys enjoying.
Good lads. Want to win.
So wonderful effort.
Craig, you got me.
Alison, we have you. You're right on the ground there.
I think this is Cogs talking to an opponent that he was talking to at the Suns and just they're just chatting about the game, giving a few tips and tricks about positioning and what happened out there. It's not what you usually see. Pretty special.
Great to see. Great pictures coming out there at ETU Stadium. See if you can grab him if you can, Zelly.
Cogsy, can I grab you just for one quick second? You're live on the live stream. 35 today. Did it feel like a good game out there?
It was a good one from everyone. It was,
yeah.
Different conditions to last week. It was, 2 down early and then another one after half time. It was a gutsy effort. I thought the boys were awesome today, yeah.
It felt like you sort of felt like you were running well. You looked good and
So great today,
yeah, and as you said, a great effort by all the boys.
Yeah, it is. We've expected a lot. I'm thinking of everyone back home in Sydney as well, doing it tough, and we're just a pleasure that we get to play. So felt great today. Yeah.
Thanks, Cogsy.
Next up.
Follow the boys into the rooms for the those on the stream enjoying this.
Paper.
Thank you.
Oh, he wants to say, Harry. Yeah! I'm not even yeah. Oh, yeah!
Some great stuff there now. There, the rooms in Melbourne, and thanks to the crew down there for bringing in the pictures. Leave it with Zelly if he wants. If you want to try and grab some of the players, feel free. So we'll leave it there. Coming out of ETU Stadium in Melbourne, a wonderful win to the Giants in the end, and you can see all the details there. It's been fun bringing you the game. As we said, the pictures coming out of Melbourne and the commentary, well, we're coming to you from lockdown in Sydney. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Something we'll probably do a little bit more of if we can over the coming weeks, depending on how things go in the VFL. There is some news coming out about changes to the VFL season and how that will play out in the next couple of weeks. So keep your eyes peeled there. We'll bring you all the information on the Giants website and social media. But for now, thanks everybody in the chat. We've enjoyed bringing you the game. Hope you've enjoyed it. Good luck to the Giants. Make sure you're watching tomorrow afternoon as the Giants take on the Suns up there in Ballarat. Should be a wonderful game to watch. And we hope to get the win, get the 4 points, solidify our spot in the 8, and then turn our sights to the Sydney Derby. Once again, from ETU Stadium, thanks to the guys bringing us the pictures. We've enjoyed it, and hope you've enjoyed it too.